Hey, good morning, guys. This is Hank. It is October the 3rd, 0004. I just had a really wild dream. Say good morning, Gun. Good morning. There we go. Gun, why don't you tell the story, but I'll tell it. So, I had a dream that they were chasing and picking up particular light workers who I guess had fifth dimensionally ascended. And I say this because it was more like they ascended, but we were still here. And we had developed particular powers. And they were pretty much hunting us down. And I remember at one point I was thinking that I didn't have any powers or whatever, but obviously I must have. And we were in this tunnel. It was like a tunnel, you know how they do under a mountain, and then the traffic was going through, and I was on a vehicle, and well, no, I wasn't on a vehicle, but I guess I was walking along the side or something, and they had these big, huge trucks that were coming behind us, and they were slamming into, that's what they would do. They would put the individual into some type of really crazy scenario to make their powers come out. And so now all of a sudden they're chasing me, and we were in the tunnel, and these, big trucks, they started slamming into the side of the, I'm not sure if I was in the vehicle or not, but maybe I was inside the back of a truck or something. You know how you always see people trying to escape in the back of a truck, or, but it was only me. And bam, these big, one was blue, one was green. They looked like Tonka toys, like from back in the day, but they were huge, and they looked like, it almost looked like they were old. It was like a weird, almost like a weird Tim Burton type of movie or something. Anyway, slam, and then, for some reason, I didn't get hurt. And then I was outside, and I was on the side, and the cars were all smashed up or whatever. And then all of a sudden, I didn't get hurt, and I was at some type of door in this tunnel. And then the door opens. It was like a big, huge, it was like, you can look at the wall and you couldn't tell it was there, but all of a sudden the crack in the concrete just opened up, and there was other doors, and then those doors opened up. And then out of nowhere, these two guys just grabbed me and took me in. And I was like, I felt like somehow they couldn't kill me, or somehow I couldn't be hurt or something. And that's why I was still standing there after that huge wreck that went on. And I went in, and inside this place, there was a lot of us. There was a whole lot of us, but we were young. I knew I was young, or I just felt like I was young. Everybody just seemed like they were really young. And when I got there, all of a sudden I just noticed everyone was looking at me. Everyone was looking at me, and they're like, and people, we can hear them whispering, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I just kept hearing, people look at me and go, God, like that, they literally God, that's the word they said, God. And then at one point I was put in I'm going to call it a holding pen, but it wasn't really a holding pen. It was almost like a dorm or whatever. And I was just supposed to wait there. And then I remember they left, and I remember just looking around at everyone. Everyone's either sitting or laying, or I don't even know what the atmosphere it was like. Everybody was sort of waiting for something. And then I heard them, someone say God. And then they came and they got me. And they said, you are, I'm just, for lack of a better word, something like the chosen one, or whatever, and you can vanquish evil. And so they gave me this staff, and it had a fork on it, a small double fork, like a wooden staff. And it was pretty small at the end. And there were 3 bugs that I was supposed to get into, like this lane or the stream or something. And I was just supposed to take those 3 bugs, and they say only you can banish evil. And then they gave me the staff, and I was supposed to just take the staff and just like come up behind the beetle and push them, or the bugs, and push them, or like over into this area that was further down, almost like croquet or something. Not croquet, but what is it? Shuffleboard, something like that. And so I came behind and I pushed the one, and everyone was like, it's like a tumultuous, everyone's all excited or whatever. And then I pushed the other one, and then I pushed the third one. And I mean, they were like ecstatic, like they were just amazed that I was able to do it, and able to do it so easy. I don't know. That was really, really strange, because I'm telling you guys, they were calling me God. And at that point, I realized I was dreaming, and I was like, that shit is crazy. And I started thinking about, I don't know if I'd said anything, but not too long ago, someone put on a comment in the comment section of one of my videos. They said, "Praise be to the almighty nigger." And I remember that just kept going through my head. I was thinking of that while everyone was calling me God or something. That is the weirdest dream I don't think anyone could ever have, guys. Let me see. The other dream was about this other person being chased. And I could just watch them, and I knew that they were being chased. And there were like these recreation centers in the city. And I think I was in my hometown. And the one was down the way. And I remember I didn't want to hang out in that one for whatever reason. And I hung out in the other one. And then I could see that there was this one guy who was, there was a boxing league, and there were ping pong. They were playing all these games inside these rec centers or whatever. And he was like on the boxing team, and something happened with this guy. And he had to walk out or whatever because he was being chased by the police. And so I remember him leaving the place and walking down the street, and he had on some type of outfit, and then the police came, and I saw him like cringe, and he looked, and he sort of ducked or whatever. And then it looked like he was going in the same direction that they were coming in. And so I don't know why, either I was following him or I was just going in that same direction or whatever, because I was leaving the rec centers. I don't know where I was going. And there was a park over to the left or whatever. And then all of a sudden, here he comes running back down the street. The police had recognized him, and they saw him. And then he ran over into that park, and he pulled out a gun. And it was so weird, because just as they came around the edge of the street where there's like a fence and some trees, he just happened to be on that side, and I just happened to be really close. Like, oh man, how did I get in the middle of this? And all of a sudden he pulled out a gun, and he shot at the police. And then I don't know, I just felt like he just wanted to take out as many people as possible. Like, he started pointing the gun at people like, stop or I'll shoot them, stop or I'll shoot them, or whatever. And he pointed the gun at me. And I remember I ran so fast, and I ducked behind a tree, and was there a tree? You know how dreams are. It was so weird, but somehow there was a tree, but I guess he had to have moved because he was still in my line of sight. And then all of a sudden he threw the gun because I was in his line of sight again, I started running again, and he threw the gun, and it landed in front of me, and it had a long barrel on it. It was a real modern looking gun, but as it hit, it was still firing. And I remember I dove to the gun, and I had to grab the barrel and grab the handle and push the gun down because it was just automatically firing. I mean, this was a handgun, but it was really long, but it was still firing. It was weird. And I remember taking the barrel and just pushing it into the ground and emptying the rest of the clips. Well, I wasn't even squeezing the trigger until it just stopped. And then I woke up. All right, guys. That's the kind of crazy stuff I'm dreaming about these days. You know how I like to keep my dreams. But, all right, guys. Thank you very much for listening. I do appreciate it. This dream may look weird. Hey, Gun, go ahead and say hello. Love and light. Namaste.